Pastor Steve here again, going through the book of Romans with you. We've made it all the way to Romans 11, and we're going to cover 11 and 12 today. Last time I talked just briefly about Romans 9, 10, and 11, answering the question, did God's promises, did his word to the people of Israel fail? Or in fact, is there a different way of understanding this? And that's what he's getting at, is saying, no, it's always been about people of faith. In chapter 11, he's going to hit it from a little bit, he's going to kind of twist it. And he's going to say, okay, those of you who aren't Jewish, you might be kind of snickering at the Jewish people, saying, oh, you thought you guys were good because you're Jews and you've been, for centuries, have been kind of looking down your noses at us. Guess what? That's not the way it works. Now we're looking down at you. And the Apostle Paul says, hey, don't do that either. Don't put your hope in the fact that just because you're not Jewish, you're okay. It's not that. It's about Jesus Christ. Remember what you brought to the table? Romans 1, 2, 3. You brought sin to the table. You're a sinner. But guess what? Christ brings mercy. And therefore there should be this overwhelming thankfulness to God and humility towards other people. And when that isn't there, when you get this people looking down on one another for anything, you have a problem biblically. This is a racial problem. It was Jewish people looking down on Gentiles, and then when we get to chapter 11, it's Gentiles looking down on Jewish people. Racism is a horrific sin. And you can see this right in the passage. It's talking about this, saying, wait a minute, don't look at that, look at God. And when everybody focuses on Christ, then the beauty of what we believe about all humanity being equal and loved by God the same, but being very different people with different backgrounds and different cultures and different races can be completely celebrated. And that's exactly what Romans 11 is going to do. And he ends it by saying how beautiful it is. He ends by saying verses 33 to 36, which I love, and I want to read them for you. Oh, the depths of the riches and wisdom and knowledge of God. How unsearchable his judgments, his paths beyond tracing out. For who has known the mind of the Lord, or who has been his counselor? Who has given a gift to him that he might be repaid? For from him and through him and to him are all things. To him be glory forever. Amen. It's just amazing when we all look at God, we have to look at each other differently. Enjoy Romans chapter 11. Now, that shifts us out of kind of that 9, 10, 11 is like a section, brings us to chapter 12. And from here on, the book is very practical. Okay, it was very theological. It had kind of bigger concepts. You have to know some history between Jew and Gentile, some Old Testament concepts, and there's a lot to it, but kind of giving you the big idea here. We get to Romans 12 now, and now it gets very, very practical. The first section talks about just giving your life, placing yourself on the altar of God. And then he says that he wants everyone to use the gifts that they've been given to the glory of God. Whatever he's given to you, go ahead and run with that in light of the gospel. And then he closes this chapter, and it's beautiful. And he says all these real short little things. Love must be genuine. Abhor what is evil. Hold fast to good. It's this staccato, real quick bunch of things. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse them. On and on. And you only can do that when you really believe in the gospel of Jesus, that we're all sinners and I'm just saved by grace. Otherwise, I cannot go after and love other people the way that I need to do that. So you have to hold on to the gospel to be able to accomplish this. Thanks for listening today. We have just 2 more times. We'll look at Romans 13 and 14 tomorrow.